I am done. I am done. I am done. Let's get to the show.
You are Locked On Cubs, your daily Chicago Cubs podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
You are Locked On Cubs, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Alongside Sam Olber, I'm Matt Cozy. Please support the show and be a part of the Locked On Cubs community by following on all audio platforms. And you can watch, subscribe, and leave a comment on YouTube. Thanks so much for making us your first listen. Sam and I are lifelong fans, taking our passion into discussion with you on all things Cubs. Today's episode is presented by Bird Dogs. Go to birddogs.com/LockedOnMLB. And when you enter promo code LockedOnMLB, they'll throw in a free custom Bird Dogs Yeti-style tumbler with every order. Bird Dogs today. Well, the Cubs lose another one of a similar variety, this time a 7-4 defeat to the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Welcome in everybody that's joining us live. And if you're on demand or rewatching or re-listening, we thank you as well. Same old story for the North Side Club, Sam. Up 4-0 early, 7 unanswered by the Angels. Upended in a scenario in the bottom of the 5th. And they're simply playing a bad brand of baseball, as we'll get into.
This is everything that I thought they wouldn't be all year. They lose everything on the margins. They're terribly managed. They play a bad brand of baseball, like you said. When guys are on base in big spots for the other team, they always score. When guys are on base for us in a big spot, they never score. There's a sprinkle of bad luck involved. And this season, as I tweeted out, is absolute torture. It has been torture. And I get criticized a lot by our listeners for being too negative. Go back and watch when we were in LA. I wasn't negative. There was nobody happier than me. I smelled this coming with the way things were playing. The season changed on that trip in Miami and Washington. They've never recovered. And now not only are they losing close games, they look terrible. This lineup is terrible. Happ and Suzuki in the middle of it are terrible. They are a joke. Somebody got after me and said, "Hey, why weren't you tweeting the beginning of the game when they were winning?" I was on the phone with my cousin Scott telling him that they were going to blow this game. And then when they did blow it, I called him back when it was 6-4. He could verify and said, "Watch this double play from Gomes." And even though it was hit well right at him. Alex Cora, the Red Sox manager, this past week came out and said, "Hey, we play a sloppy brand of baseball. That's not on the roster. It's not on the front office. That starts with me, the manager. This team's poorly managed. The lineup is poorly constructed. They don't do anything well in the high leverage." And I have to say, they are miserable to watch. They are miserable. It is ruining my summer, and I am done with it. I will watch every game that I can for the show's purposes so I don't come out here uninformed, but I am no longer watching as a fan. I'm doing my September checkout on June, whatever it is today, June 6th.
June 6th, Sam.
And I don't care that they're only 6.5 or 7 out. It
well,
makes
but
no
that's
difference.
a lot, though.
Yeah,
can we say it? That's a lot at this point. What do you mean only 6.5? Enough with that narrative by the local media.
Yeah. And the last thing I'll say before I hand it to you, going to Jed here and going to their future, it is startling. And I mean startling how many young pitchers on this team look completely and utterly lost. Keegan Thompson. Jeremiah Estrada just pitched his last game for a long time.
I mean, he can't miss a bat with the GPS.
Brandon Hughes comes in, and a lot of people are down on Ross on that move. You've got to get Shohei Ohtani out or at least throw him a strike. I mean, totally non-competitive. Totally. Right. Just a disaster. It is a joke watching this team. And again, I tweeted out a poll question today before the disaster.
Really?
And I said, hey, I said, who is the best hitter on the Chicago Cubs right now?
I did
And
see that.
The choices I gave were Horner, Swanson, Suzuki, or Happ. It ended up being more lopsided than I thought in favor of Horner. But the point of the episode, it had 258 votes. The point of the
Okay.
the point.
What was the point, do you think?
The point of the poll is to let you know it's none of them.
Okay.
None of them are great hitters. These guys, for this team to be good, we said it all offseason. One of those guys had to surge into an MVP conversation. One of those guys had to be an all-star. The only guy that's even been close to expectations is Swanson and maybe Horner. I'm tired of Happ. I'm tired of Suzuki. He came up as the tying run just now as we were recording. I didn't even look to see what happens. I know they lost. I know we made it out. He probably took the first pitch right down the middle. Sick of it.
So you're out. You're officially out on this team.
Officially out.
And just watching for show purposes. Perhaps you could be sold at the deadline as well. Would you want to host maybe like a Locked On Yankees or something like that? Or
no.
Or okay. Yeah, it's funny because there's been a couple times where they blow these leads, and then there's like the tie and run at the plate, just like it happened at the top of the ninth today. And they've always come through, and they don't mount any sort of a comeback.
Yeah.
So we got a head start in our recording by like a minute, and yeah, of course they didn't do anything. The bottom of the fifth was pivotal. Brandon Hughes was a comically poor.
2 massive misplays on defense.
Massive misplays. Mervis backhands a routine GB. Talkman on a play to his left, a ball that's hit hard by one of the best players on the planet. I get it. But where's he positioned at in terms of actually making a play? And we'll never know if he can make the play if he just drifts over and gets it on a bounce or two. That's a spot in the game where you could lay out there, the middle of the game.
Hey, Matt, can I just cut you off? Just cut you off for 1 second. Mike Trout's ball. Mike Trout's ball was hit 87 miles an hour off the bat.
So it wasn't even hit hard.
No, it should have been an out. He misplayed the ball.
So it was a misplay.
Yeah, a clear misplay.
And Talkman's been porous in center. He's had nice ABs. He had a nice one in the second tonight, but on defense he's been poor. And Hughes actually a 1-0 pitch. Ohtani almost threw his bat. He chased a pitch outside part of the zone, but that was it. All the other pitches were non-competitive. He didn't even come close to the strike zone on any of those. And there was a couple fake rally attempts, but really none of substance. I would say maybe the one in the seventh was the best one.
They rally when the other teams walk them.
But to come out, as strong as they did, and then just get stopped by the door was unsurprising. And yeah, it's gotten to a point where in terms of seasonality, Sam, what are we going to do this summer? And also in terms of content, just a little behind the scenes. So today is our 11-month mark of doing this program. What are we going to talk about? Another sell-off?
Yes. Let's start talking about it right now.
So it's deja vu all over. So this team's going to sell again.
I think they're worse.
Maybe you could just do this show.
I think they're worse.
Another sell-off?
I think they're worse.
The Cubs should never have 3 sell-offs in a row. There's 5 teams out of the 30 that should always be in the mix. Yankees, Mets, Dodgers, Red Sox, and Cubs. Those are the teams that have as much regional power, national, global power, and they're going to sell for the 3rd straight summer.
Well, would you buy?
Let me go get my flip-flops.
People say, oh, they shouldn't sell. Of course they should. They stink. Be mad at them for stinking, not selling. This is It's obvious. They're awful. I mean, What are you going to do? Keep Cody Bellinger the rest of the year and lose him at free agency for nothing? Sell him. He might never play again for the Cubs at this point.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but
By the time he comes back, they're going to be 12 out. Get rid of him.
right.
17 million. Hendricks gone. Stroman may be gone. Look at this. Look at this. Look what Jason said. Hey,
Let's
Jason.
see.
Hey, Jason. There's a better chance of me hitting lefty and starting on opening day for the 2024 Chicago Cubs than Shohei Ohtani. Oh, here. This is I want to save this. This person asked me this on Twitter, and
I kept another one. Yeah.
Great question. Sam, what hypothetical move has a bigger impact on our bad brand of baseball? Good skipper or 2 minor/moderate upgrades? The easy answer is it depends the upgrades, but if it's minor/moderate, a new skipper that runs a tighter ship, because this team is the worst managed team in baseball.
Wow. No, it's
Derek Shelton wouldn't have this team playing like this. Craig Counsell wouldn't have this team playing like this. Alex Cora, none of these guys. This team
David Bell
is so poorly managed, it's sickening.
Yeah, I think it actually makes you ill at points.
And shout out to Jed Hoyer, who never found it even close to important to get another center fielder on this team or a fourth outfielder to start
Much less an outfielder.
Yeah, I mean, Tauchman plays center. And the first week, he looked competent out there. He plays center field. He's no better than Morel defensively at center.
Well, and that goes back pitifully to the second game of the year. Remember when Mastro misplayed that ball in right?
It's been a disaster.
That's been just since April 1st.
Every marginal move they have gotten completely wrong. The bullpen, the manager, the fourth center fielder, a fourth outfielder, let alone a center fielder. Today, Mervis at first, botches one. The lineup is consistently wrong. I said it from day one. I said it in late February. Ian Happ and Seiya Suzuki are not middle of the order hitters back to back. They need one of their contact guys in the middle of the order. What is?
Right. And the other thing about this is, not only all the games that they either had in hand and then failed to win, but now it's just piling on as it goes. There's not even really any bright spots from a game like this. You could talk about Wisniewski.
No,
1.5 times through the order. We're kind of grasping at straws, aren't we?
Look, my job, every time I come on this show, I try and tell every listener exactly what I think. Sometimes I'm wrong, sometimes I'm right, but I never lie. I never put on a show for the show. I just come out and I be myself. Early in the year, I thought this had a chance to be a good team. I'm not going to sit here and label one positive, not one. Get rid of Hottovy.
Wow. So
what is improving? Like what? I just want to know. The definition of insanity is the same thing over and over again. What about this Ross Hottovy regime? Who's getting better? Who's developing?
That's a great question.
Keegan Thompson can't get an out in AAA.
I understand.
Estrada, I don't even know.
He throws fastballs.
I don't even know what the plan is with him.
Yeah, no, there's players not.
Wisniewski's not good.
Is Happ improving at all?
Improving? He's been miserable. When's the last time Ian Happ got into a baseball? He has 4 home runs. It's almost the middle of June.
Yeah, no, I was setting you up for that one.
In 2000, this guy's supposed to be a power hitter.
He's not at all. If he's a power hitter, then I won the batting title in high school. I mean, geez. So you're very fired up. Shout out to the 120 plus people with us live after another devastating loss for the Cubs. They're now 8 games under 500. And this is now officially offensive to me, not only as a fan, but a baseball lifer. for me to see what's going on with the amount of defensive miscues, base running miscues, just relief pitchers that can't get one batter out. Hughes was in to get one batter out. He wasn't going to come out for the sixth to face Steve Trout. He was just in to face one batter, and he couldn't do that. Then Merriweather comes in. He dices everybody up.
Yeah, people remember when everybody laughed at me.
Oh, Merriweather, he's having a nice year. That's the one out of the 26 players.
No, and then how poetic is it or ironic is it that today's the best outing of the year for Fulmer because they already lost?
Well, yeah, that doesn't matter.
No, it's just so bothersome. People don't see that. I actually saw people tweeting, "Hey, at least Fulmer looks good."
Who's tweeting that?
If they were up by 7, listen to this. Look at this record. The people don't even realize the rest of the league think that Cubs are 8 under. This is this is.
I think the rest of the league thinks the Cubs are jokes.
No, this is a dumpster fire.
Wow,
this is a dumpster fire. They're worse than the Sox.
Oh, so the Sox surpassed them officially today?
I don't know what the official record is, but lately it's not even close, and that's one of the worst organizations in all sport.
Right. No, I know. Of all the sports. Yeah, right. Wow. Yeah, I've seen a lot of active comments here, which is great. We have the other show going on in the chat.
At some point, I just saw a chat. I'm not going to at some point, we're going to do the Ricketts conversation too, because there's
I saw that. Sam.
There's something fundamentally wrong with this organization. It starts at the top. You see how happy Boog was? Did you see how happy he was tonight? Hey, it's the Budweiser booth.
He was with Glanville, his radio buddy.
Yeah, where was Sutcliffe? I don't want to hear Glanville.
Oh, all right. Well, come on.
Where was Sutcliffe tonight?
Well, he was at home.
I wanted to hear what he had
Here's
to say.
An interesting comment from Jeremy M. These losses have become less devastating. Yes, in a way they have, haven't they?
I'm just aggravated that this is my team and I stick to it. It's like 10 years, 15 years in, if you're married and you realize you're in love with your spouse, but you can't stand him or her. That's where I'm at right now because there's no out for me. This is it. And I am irritated, man. It's not devastating like, oh, that one hurts. It's angry. It's just angry that they're terrible.
Well, and I thought on Tuesday's episode, I showed one of my most negative tones in show history. And I know a couple people picked up on that. But if I'm that downtrodden, there's something wrong. Because I'm the one that tries to be glass half full. And there is no path to pulling us back in. There isn't.
Hang on one second.
The path
Matt.
is so unrealistic, Sam.
Hang on 1 second. 1 second, guys. Estrada just threw a fastball off the plate. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Well, with that, I think we're going to.
It just missed. It was a fastball, four-seam.
Right. Well, that's what he does, dude.
Four-seam fastball.
That was what I was going to talk about. Someone brings up some payroll convo. Remember all the headlines from January around the Cubs convention?
No.
Cubs spent 300 M's, the combined contracts of this winter, not for this season's team, but combined.
Right.
So is this what 300 M's gets you?
300
another sell-off?
Hey, can I be honest with you? That's not that much money.
Right. Oh.
It's just, what big deal? They signed Swanson.
Yeah, but the point is, it's not value. There's no value to him.
Well, Swanson's a valuable player. The rest of the team around him stinks. They gave Tyone $68 million. I mean, that's not valuable.
And two-year deals that were irresponsible.
Well, think
about marginal players.
I mean, they spent what was it? 177 on Swanson, 68 on Tyone, 17 on Bellinger. He's not out there. 14 was it on Mancini? That might be the worst one of them all because that's not going to get any better. They gave Barnhart millions. They gave Fulmer millions. They gave Boxberger millions. None of these guys contribute except Swanson.
Right. Right. Well, the other guys aren't even everyday players.
Hang on, Matt. Can you just give me 1 second here?
Oh, sure.
Suzuki just took a first pitch in a big spot. Middle. It's 0-1. Go ahead.
Well, he's been doing that I think since maybe he was 16 or 17 years young.
Middle,
What
get
I
me
could
over
tell.
slider, take it. What?
Right, and Marquis flashed up the stat that he doesn't chase a lot of pitches, but where's the gap in between his passivity first pitch, and the fact that he doesn't chase? It doesn't add up to me. Doesn't add up to me. Okay, and enough about Suzuki recruiting Ohtani.
Yeah.
You got to stop with that.
Yeah, that's like when the University of Illinois, my basketball team, when they were rumored to get guys like Derrick Rose, never going to happen.
Right. Good
reference. You're not good enough to get a guy like that.
And what about the stories from the winter about this team being likable and team chemistry and the Cubs were 12-7 and Ken Rosenthal, bless his heart, actually published a piece in The Athletic, fam, that the Cubs, the human element, I bought into it. I'm at fault. I remember posting human element in caps,
and I yelled at you.
But the Cubs having team dinners in 12-7 in the first 19 did squat for this team. It's not even a likable team.
Hey, Matt.
Listeners, pause.
In 1972, 1973, and 1974, the Oakland A's won the World Series 3 years in a row. They hated each other. Wow. They hated each other. This is the big leagues, okay? Team chemistry, win. Okay, all the time. That's the whole thing about David Ross is, hey, we love Rossi. We play hard for him. That works. With all due respect, that works at the freshman level.
Right.
That doesn't work at the big league level. It's about winning. It's about after the 27th out, do you have more runs than the other team? If you don't, you lose. That's how you're judged. Read a book. There's a book out there on the A's, the 3-peat A's. Someone might know it in the comments.
Really?
They couldn't stand each other. Nobody liked each other. Reggie Jackson, none of them got along. All they did was win championships.
I would like to read that.
Yeah, I'll find you the book when you read an ad.
And speaking of my freshman club, we won the same amount of games as of right now as the Cubs have.
Yeah.
We were 26-4. This Cubs team is 26-34, dude.
Mustaches and Mayhem. Charlie O's 3-time champions, the Oakland A's. A book, paperback, made in September of 2015.
Well, thank you. Perhaps I'll go to Barnes & Noble on Wednesday and pick that
Can
up.
I say this, too? Can I say this? This is old school, but I just want to highlight Paul. I might have just missed it because it goes so fast. Paul just said...
we get a lot of chats.
They're always smiling in the dugout.
I got it.
They're always happy, these guys. Morel's going to pick up something for the catcher. They're down 9. Atta baby.
Yeah, that's always bothered you, the body language stuff. And
Tyone was smiling in the dugout. Hey, I'd be smiling too. I got $68 million and I have an ERA in the mid-7s. Life's good, right?
Coming up next, we check in on the rest of the National League Central because I have a theory. And my theory is that the NL Central is about to heat up as the Cubs continue to trend downward. Stay tuned. Today's episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. And boy, do we need therapy with this Cubs ball club, huh? It's so easy to get caught up in what everyone else needs from you and never take a moment to think about what you need from yourself. But when we spend all our time giving, it can leave us feeling stretched thin and burned out. Therapy can give us the tools to find more balance in life so you can keep supporting others without leaving yourself behind. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire, get matched with a licensed therapist, and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Find more balance with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/LockedOnMLB today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/LockedOnMLB. The Cubs play the Angels at 8:38 p.m. Central Wednesday, and you can listen to every pitch with the Cubs' hometown broadcast on SiriusXM. On the SXM app, search Cubs or tune into channel 844 and catch the Cubs all season long on SiriusXM. We go around the NL Central as we continue to take questions and comments from listeners, and thank you so much if you are live, and thanks as always if we're in your ears or you're watching or rewatching on demand. On Tuesday, the Brewers had a walk-off win. The Reds had a walk-off win as Ellie De La Cruz debuts, and there's more prospects for them on the way. Pirates' 6-game win streak snapped, but they have prospects on the way, including Cary Grove grad Quinn Priester, a pitching prospect. And the Cardinals, now 12 under 500, so maybe a lost season for them.
Matt?
Yeah.
I think the Cubs are going to finish in last place in this division.
I think there's a chance, yeah.
Well, a chance. Absolutely.
Yeah, I know there's a yeah, that was poorly worded.
No, I think they might finish the Reds.
Well, the point
Reds
is that this division is heating up, and there's good players, and I see star power in the division.
The Reds are coming. The Pirates are coming. The
I think
Brewers
so.
aren't going away. St. Louis is having a bad year. They will be better next year. We might be cellar dwellers.
Right, for years to come, perhaps.
No. Think about it. All this talk about our system. We don't have a prospect like the De La Cruz kid. We don't have a prospect like the O'Neill Cruz kid. We don't have prospects like that. Sure, Ben Brown's a nice prospect. Cade Horton might be. PCA is going to be a good one. We got 3 pretty good ones coming up. Brennan Davis stinks. But, those guys, like the Reds right now are better than the Cubs. They got guys coming.
Well, I don't think it's even close. I didn't know this about the Reds. My mistake for not being informed on Cincinnati baseball, but they have some legit guys.
Well, when you're bad
And
for
I think
7
the Reds,
years.
I think the Reds or Pirates might win the division.
Yeah,
I think there's a chance still that the Brewers trade Burns, just like they traded Hader.
Yeah, gun to
If
my
that
head.
happens, I think the Reds or Pirates win this division.
I don't think that's a hot take. I'd still lean Brewers because
Hey.
the way the Brewers won today is I think the way they'll win the division. This ugly. I think they still have a minus run differential on the year. They just find a way to win games. But I'll tell you who's not going to win the division, and that's the Chicago National League club.
Correct. I think that's
So,
fair to say
and that's
at
all
this
that
point.
matters. We could sit here all July and August. We'll have plenty of time to debate who's going to win the Central. We'll have plenty of time to talk about Tom Ricketts. We'll have plenty of time to talk about the Cubs minor leagues because this big league team, what an absolute disgrace tonight was. Doesn't that?
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question? And I know you insinuated this earlier. Doesn't that bother you as a coach watching that? This is the big leagues. This is the team. This is where you're supposed to do everything in your power to make it there. And you watch that down their leg. Embarrassing.
It's supposed to be the best product of by far my favorite sport, the sport that's in my blood, the sport that I coach so dearly, and they don't hold it to any type of a standard. I mean, it's like a loose leaf paper standard right now, this brand of baseball.
And this is what I said when people tell me I overreact early. It's not a 162 game season like Bulldog actually said. When you're a margin
and all those
fringe
people
team,
that said it's early.
Yeah. You're playing until July to see if you can convince your front office to keep you, and we have not done that. So let's talk trade. Maybe we could get a number 1 for Stroman.
Right. Well, you can't trade picks, dude. You mean a number 1 prospect?
Yeah, I mean a prospect.
Okay.
What do you think? I meant we're trading for a pick? What is this, the
I
NBA?
don't know. Yeah.
Oh, maybe we could get somebody's prospect. Gomes, Stroman, Hendricks, Bellinger.
Oh, no, I
Maybe-
wrote the names down the other day. I was prepping.
Maybe we could. Maybe
Wisdom
we
and Lighter.
Did you say wisdom?
Maybe Wisdom, maybe Lighter.
What are you going to get back for wisdom? A side salad? I mean, well, who wants him? You're not going to get. That's like a side salad with ranch or something, and I mean, maybe blue cheese. Jeez, no wisdom. He's got the value of a crouton, for God's sake. What are we talking about? Wisdom. What? Might throw Boxberger in there. Maybe we could get.
Well, he's not going to pitch again for this.
Throw
thing.
Boxberger in there. Maybe we could get a side of bread with it. Yeesh, wisdom's got a bunch of value. Is a guy strikes out every time. He's hit since April. I think he's hit like 140.
He had like 20 good games.
I mean, he's atrocious. I mean,
Oh,
my
this is
God.
rough. This is
No,
rough.
this is one of the worst summers I've ever had, and it's not even mid-June
It's
yet.
6 days
I
in.
mean, work's tough.
Right.
No, you should just package Bellinger, Stroman,
And do
and
like a super trade.
oh yeah, I mean, yeah, Bellinger, Stroman, and like Gomes or something.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
All in the same trade?
Yeah, see, we can get like a really high level. This team needs a star. This team needs a draw. What are you paying for? I'm gonna watch Swanson play some good defense at short. Fine, that's it. It looks like Horner swings like a Nerf bat sometimes. He gets into a ball, it doesn't go anywhere.
Ryan says in the chat 109 since May 13th for
Not
Wisdom.
a spoiled side salad.
Yeah, Craig said Olive Garden, perhaps.
Yeah.
All right, well, then let's turn it completely over then to the chat
Wait, can I just say something? What does this
to
mean?
finish up.
What is this? What do you think? I'm going to come out and diss him when he has a 2-homer game? He hasn't played well. Those are my middle initials, by the way. My first 2 initials. I just don't understand it. Of course, when he hit 2 home runs, I applauded him. But he hasn't done that enough.
What game was that?
Remember against the Reds when they lost 8-5 against Graham Ashcraft?
Oh, they lost the game.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah, right.
Please. They lost, and they lose in all these softball scores. 9-7, 8-7, 10-8. It's crazy.
Well, yeah, they don't really score that many runs, though.
No.
Yeah, I mean, they're not a very good team. So,
But yeah, it looks like we're going to have plenty of time to really open up topics this summer.
Hey, if you guys want something, we got a couple of minutes here. Go ahead, send ideas, send questions.
All right, yeah, so we'll turn it over completely to the chat right after this. Today's episode is brought to you by Bird Dogs, the best shorts and pants around. Bird Dogs is a great summer look. What are you trying to do this summer? And we don't mean watching the Cubs or maybe even going to a Cubs game, because that could be not really in your planning right now. But you got to do that with Bird Dogs shorts and pants. Maybe you're going to the beach. You're going out to eat. You're going to a grad party. Going for a walk around the block. Whatever the situation is, Bird Dogs shorts and pants is the way to go. Fit, comfort, style, versatility. They have all of what you need, and you can go over there by going to birddogs.com/LockedOnMLB and enter the promo code LockedOnMLB. With your purchase, you'll get a free Yeti style tumbler. That's birddogs.com/LockedOnMLB for a free Yeti style tumbler. You don't want to take your Bird Dogs off. We promise you. We're back here on Locked On Cubs. We're going to close out with the vent line, Sam.
While we wait for some things to pick on, Matt, is there even a reason to bring Justin Steele back?
Well, I hypothesized that on Tuesday's episode, did I not?
Yeah, you said after the All-Star break. I mean, period. Till the end.
I don't know the extent of the injury. Obviously we don't, but I would say at this point, I would say yes.
Yeah.
But I can see where you're going with that.
ROV. I got a lot of disses for insinuating that before the year started. But you're right. There's one, Matt, there's one about a manager I just saw. I'd like to answer that if I can scroll up. But said who the question was, I got it right here. Who should manage the team next, if there is one, besides Joe Girardi? I don't know. I haven't looked into it that far. It's not going to be Joe Girardi. The Cubs aren't good enough. Why would Joe Girardi even take this job? And they're not going to make a change mid-year. The Phillies had aspirations last year to make the playoffs when they made their move. Stop comparing this team to the Phillies. They had Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber. They had a bunch of guys. They had aspirations to be a really good team. The Cubs don't. They're not good. So making a change.
Well, they've proven that with their play.
Yeah, making a change in the middle of the year isn't going to help anybody. I
Right.
think, just to finish my thought, I think that if they get rid of the manager, the next manager should be somebody that has a track record of experience in the big leagues. Because Theo and Jed tried their hand at Dale Swaim. F. They tried their hand at Rick Renteria. 1 year, C-D, wasn't very good.
Right.
And David Ross. F. The only manager they've had success was with a manager with a major track record. So to answer your question, I don't know who it is, but I'd like to not have a rookie manager. I'd like to have a guy that has had success. Maybe the guy up north in Wisconsin, if he doesn't get extended. I think that's the fit for me.
Yeah, I think he probably would get extended unless he decides to test his own free agency. Brady with a dose of reality, holes at multiple positions, no star, no ace. This team has no direction and no future.
It's not totally untrue.
Right.
I mean, they'll clean some stuff up. They'll spend money. It's never as bad. Sports is never as bad as you think, and it's never as good as you think, especially the game of baseball. But this is bad. This is bad. This is a bad team.
This from Wrigley Dan. Should I renew my season tickets for next year?
Well, Wrigley Dan, I'd have to figure out your financial situation and your social situation. I mean, if you're just if you're sitting there rolling in money and you got nothing to do and you enjoy going to games, I'm not going to tell you not to. But if you're in a similar situation as most people, where sure, you got the money to do it, but you don't have to, find a new hobby. How about this one? Let me tell you this.
Okay.
It's early, Minnesota PTSD. It's early. I don't like what I'm seeing from either of these guys.
No.
It's super early. Mervis, you got to give him a lot more time. Morel, his plate approach, I fell for it last year. Let's just say I'm not falling for it this year.
Yeah, and I've thought about even doing a lead story on him as a trade piece, honestly.
Yeah, I just don't know what his value really is at this point.
Yeah, I don't know what there would be for that or not. So
here's one from John, and we'll go take two more, Matt. We'll get out of here because it'd be nice to get some sleep before 2 a.m. John, not to be the bearer, pun intended, of bad news. We don't know if the Bears are good yet. I hope they are.
Yeah, what's the assumption there from?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're going to be better than this, but I thought that this was going to be better than this.
They had the worst record last year. How do we know they're the best team in the city?
I don't know. I mean, John, whatever you're sipping, John, send it over.
Yeah, and send it to Sam, please.
Yeah, please. Yeah, Cubby Noel, I said this early on, would be a great fit.
Who cares at this point? All right. So we're going to wrap it up here.
Hey, breaking news. The Bears are going to be good next year for sure.
Yeah. I didn't know it was a done deal.
Well, but honestly, on paper right now, they are the best team. The Sox stink. The Cubs stink.
Right.
Blackhawks, I don't know. I don't think they're very good.
Well, they got the first pick later this month.
The Bulls are an unmitigated disaster.
Right.
I mean, it's not a great city.
Hey, if you're interested in hearing us talk in Chicago sports, let us know. Maybe we could fire up another side project.
Yeah, except the Blackhawks, unless you want to take that.
Yeah, possibly.
I haven't watched a hockey game in 20 years.
Shout out to the everydayers who are with us all 5. Oh, you missed a lot of championships who are with us 5 episodes throughout the week.
I've won 2 championships in my life.
And you can become an everydayer by checking us out each and every weekday. 140 plus right now as we close out.
At midnight Central.
And that's bizarre to me.
And another fastball from Estrada.
But I'm very thankful for the audience. Be sure to hit that subscribe button for Locked On Cubs on YouTube and smash the like button for the algorithm. Also, if there's a show with better chemistry than us, don't write me, please. Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, and streaming on SiriusXM. Also, don't write me about David Ross's ejection. Got a couple tweets about that. Please send those to @Sam Olber. Thank you. He's Sam Olber. I'm Matt Cozy. This is Locked On Cubs.